There was no Guardian Tales video for the past 6 months. And about 92% of you watching this video are not subscribed yet. That sucks. And we are back on some Guardian Tales content. Who is worth your gems on the upcoming banner with the new hero Slayer Andreas, including as well Bianca, Garam, Hana, Orca, and the cute little android AA72. Hi everyone, today we will do a quick review for each hero using my new overall utility ranking cards. Hope you will appreciate those, which were introduced during our last video about Slayer Andras. If you want to learn more about her kit, animation, playstyle, feel free to check it out. And at the end of the video, I will give my recommendations for beginners, mid-game players, about whether or not you should pull on this banner, and who should be your priority. So let's get started with Slayer Andras. She's probably the most versatile range water unit so far. She carries the range damage party buff, has a generous attack and HP pool, and can decrease enemies' defense on normal attack. This is one of the best utility a DPS can have nowadays to support your party damage output, especially if you are looking for an addition in your water mono red teams. A unique mechanic allows her to create one ice crystal each time she hits an enemy, and she can stack up to 4 crystals that can be shot at your opponent with her weapon skill. So with 3 stacks you can increase her attack and defense, and with 4 stacks you can increase her weapon skill by 20% DPS for each ice crystals. So aside of earth threats in the PvP, a big flaw is her normal attack, which is way too slow for the PvP arena, and this won't help much to get those 4 stacks of ice crystals rolling up to activate all the buff consistently. For PvE, it will be way easier to build up the buff, and she has 2 main attributes that make her great. She has a very good long range on weapon chain skills that can go through elements, and she deals juicy damage. Overall, except for PvP, she works wonder across all contents and has a pretty versatile kit that allows her to be run on many different teams aside of the water mono. Next is Garam. He remains the god, the water mono's leader. With his water attack party buff, he will be staple priority for anyone looking to start building their first water mono red team, or other tower users you might have. Interestingly enough, Garam can equip a basket that can make him heal on every attack, but the trade-off with the bow that increases DPS is not worth it at all, simply because the heal is subpar and he's still a glass cannon that won't survive the most deadly opponent and boss's chain skill. His skill set is one of the shortest in history. Garam is just a strong, straight-up DPS with great burst multiplier that can be shot at very long range, while he can still one-shot some of the other glass cannon or opposite element in the game in arena with the right setup. And by the way, I will put a very old video I did about my one-shot Garam build. It's a pretty funny one, just have a look. But unfortunately, nowadays any earth unit will likely do the same to him in just one single attack. Now it's time for the Reaper, Hana here. So Hana kit resolves around her ability to heal back when she attacks, and she revives, which gives her an invincibility shield for 4 seconds. While it can be a run saving in tough PvE bosses stage can really save your run, the gimmick is not good enough for PvP, as many heroes can apply damage over time with chain skill that will render her invincibility kind of useless, as she will die as soon as the shield goes off. Overall, she is nowhere to be seen in most of the comp nowadays, as they are much better counterpart for the same party buff and element. Let's keep rolling with Bianca, one of my favorite units in this game. I cleared up so much content, I went everywhere with her, so she was released with some thick stats, not only some thick shapes, and boosted with few great buffs along the way. Bianca has been mainly used early on to pair with Garam in a fun water-based team in Arena and Colosseum, and other water mono content as the first solution for water reds. Bianca has amazing self-sustain and decent burst in between. So many things. First, the amazing 50% attack defense for 10 seconds on the Shen skill. After you have the weapon Astarte, allowing her to restore 15% HP from the damage inflicted. Also, you have the additional 30% attack boost when she's hit. And finally, most importantly, she can debuff enemies' attack by 30%, and that benefits a lot your party as well. All of this greatness has made her the most resilient water unit after Marina. However, with the rising Earth power creep and the release of other water units capable of providing different multiplier and elemental attack boost, she has been left aside. She remains excellent for PvE as main, as she can shoot through the elements. She has a fantastic attack defense buff, once again giving her a lot of sustain on others, bosses and stages, and she can still be a great critical party buffer in any ranged team and contents. Next is little android AA72. So AA72 has great DPS burst, long range attacks across all the boards, and does increase water damage on the Shen skill. She can skyboat opponents on some large arena maps in increasing her movement speed on the weapon skill as well. The main issue is the very short duration of all of those skills to compare to the standards that make her and the team very capable, but only for a short amount of time. And while she has that water-centric boost for mono that made her more suitable as critical party buffer than, for example, Bianca or Hana for early water mono raid camp, it is still not long enough to really allow your team to be consistent across rotations. It's kind of sad as she's very fun to play and can hit really hard enough with 60% DPS buff on the last hit from her weapon ability. And last of the day is Orca. So Orca with great HP, attack stats, and a unique setup of placing mines all around her to trap opponents and deal additional DPS, a range damage party buff, and abilities to reduce water resistance on the normal attack have made her a staple with the Garam water raid team. She can be very fun to play on intricate arena maps if you fancy challenging your gameplay. Definitely a good addition in PvE for stages with lots of enemies as well. The only thing is she relies a lot on landing those mines on enemy to be able to generate more mines for optimal damage, which requires you to pay great attention to where you place them. And finally, it's time for the recommendation, but before, just a note. Water element, a water banner, is not that attractive for players looking to grind their PvP in the current meta. And yeah, that does not favor Slayer Andreas banner at all, nor make any of those units today a must pull unless you are willing to invest for water mono red team at that point. And for the short recommendation here at the end of the video, so the last on the list here will be Hana. She's nowhere to be seen. After it will be unfortunately Bianca and little android AA72. And then after we start to consider first the second spot, Orca, because she's so great into the water mono raids, but also overall content. She has great burst. She's pretty fun to play also as well if you want to be technical, but for the very first priority and spot, especially if you're a beginner or mid-game player, it will be Garam and Slayer Andras. Garam if you want to be serious and start to build up your water mono raid team for endgame. He remains the key leader with his water attack party buff. And then after Slayer Andras, because she's the most versatile water unit so far in this game. You can feed her in any other range comp and she will work just fine across all the content except arena. As mentioned, a slow normal attack is a kind of disaster and doesn't help you to get the synergy of all the buff and the ice crystal mechanic. Once again, thank you so much for watching. About what do you think of Slayer Andras? Will you summon or not? And remember to hit that bell to destroy that like button, turn on your notification, help us to reach the 2K subs very soon. As usual, I wish you all to be safe, to be well, and until the next, stay tuned everybody.
As you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the